We're never going to finish it. We're never going to get mailbox 0 for more than a couple minutes. Quit trying. It's okay to quit trying. Ask anybody in my culture how they're doing, and the most likely response you're going to get is, I'm busy. Boy, am I busy. But the question is, what are you busy doing? Are you busy doing things that you love and bring you energy? Or are you busy chasing this never-ending list of tasks that is mundane and boring? In this video, we're going to talk about how to make sure you're spending as much of your time on the exciting and fun stuff and as little as possible on the boring, mundane, everyday things that we all feel like we have to do. It's easy to forget, but if you're 60 years old, unfortunately likely have less than 1,000 weeks left of time where you're fully healthy and active and can pursue your biggest dreams. So we want to make sure that we're using our time wisely. And it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks. And you know what? The reality is if we let it, it would take over all of our time. And pursuits like mailbox 0, first off, something like that only lasts for a couple minutes until you get your next email, but they're foolish pursuits. They feel like they're productivity. They feel like we're getting stuff done. But you know what? It's not fun, and we're really not getting anything done. So how do we focus on the things that are going to bring us joy and passion in our lives? The first tip is to think about maintaining these routine tasks that have to be done. Think about maintaining them as opposed to summiting them, as opposed to it being a mountain that we climb and we're finally going to get to the top. And once we get to the top of this summit, then we're going to be happy. Limit the amount of time that you give yourself every day to do things like clear email. Yes, we have to pay taxes. Yes, we have to pay our mortgage. But limit the amount of time that we spend doing that, and also think about your energy levels. Do those types of tasks when your energy is low. Hi, I'm Azul Wells. I help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs, executives, and everyday next-door millionaires, people like yourselves, live their best lives. And if you found this video helpful, please do give me a like. It does make it a lot easier for other people to find this video as well. The second tip is focus. Focus on the things that matter the most to you. Stephen Covey has this saying of doing the big things, doing the important things first. And I think that's a great idea, and it relates to this idea of focus. Think about what are the important things to you, right? Your health is important to you. Your relationships are important to you. Your family's important to you. Your activities and your passions are important to you. And your work's important to you. So think about, in this case, 5, what are the 5 main focuses for me? And then I can't do everything, right? So as I look at those 5 areas in my life that are important, what are the 1 or 2 really important goals that you have? And narrow your things that you're doing so you can go deeper and you can have impact and you can move the needle in those areas rather than spreading yourself too thin. The next thing I want to caution you on is FOMO, fear of missing out. The reality is, even if you had all the time in the world, you would still miss out on activities that you either feel you should do or even better that you want to do. And the ones that you want to do, you absolutely should be setting aside time and working to get those done. But instead of thinking of the fear of missing out, think of the joy of missing out. Think of the gift of time that you get when you have the courage to say no. When you're invited to an event that is not, as Derek Sivers would say, it's either a hell yes or a no. Now that's probably a bit extreme for most of us. If you're not excited about doing it, really think about saying no. And then you get the gift of time, right? You get invited to after work event. You know what? That work event's probably going to take 2 or 3 hours out of your evening. That's a gift of time if you have the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to pass this time, but thanks for the invite anyways. So it's the joy of missing out as opposed to the fear of missing out. It's the joy of receiving the gift of time and being able to use that time towards things that you're passionate about and bring you energy as opposed to things that take energy away from you. And the final tip I have for you is to pay yourself first. We've all heard pay yourself first with your paycheck as it refers to investing, but it also works with time. Pay yourself first with the time. Think about what are the things that are important to you this week, this month, this year, and make sure we put those things in place in these routine and other activities that we kind of have to do, that there's a responsibility for it. We limit the amount of time that we spend doing those, and we recognize we're never going to finish it. We're never going to get mailbox 0 for more than a couple minutes. Quit trying. It's okay to quit trying and instead focus on the things that give you you energy, that give you joy, that give you passion, because passion begets passion. Boy, it's really easy to feel boring and run down if you're constantly doing things you feel you have to do as opposed to things that you want to do. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Azul Wells, reminding you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, you're only young once. Use this time wisely.